Hi, my name is Samantha Hoult. I'm 32-year-old Cairns local, and 4 years ago I was an alcoholic. So I started drinking at a very young age. I was only 14, and that was to deal with different issues that I had in my life at the time. Because I started drinking so young, I wasn't able to deal with any issues without alcohol. So by the time I was 18, I was a pretty much full-blown alcoholic. So this is what I would have drunk in an average day. As you can see, well, this is 33 standard drinks itself. Eventually it got to the point where I would actually wake up in the morning and I'd have to have a drink, otherwise I would get the DTs, which is the delirium tremors. So I would drink from the minute I woke up until the minute I went to sleep, basically. It affected every single aspect of my life. So I could not hold a job, and it got to the point where I was not working at all. I actually went bankrupt because I wasn't paying bills and I racked up money on credit cards. I lost my license, I lost relationships with family and friends, I lost relationships with partners. Pretty much my health was the last thing to go. I had nothing. 4 years ago I had nothing, absolutely nothing. I had a particular boozy weekend, and on the Monday I woke up feeling quite unwell, which I put down to alcohol poisoning. However, on the Wednesday I was still really unwell, so my housemate at the time begged me to go to the doctor. He took some blood tests, and then the next morning, very first thing in the morning, the doctor called me and said, "You have half an hour to get to emergency. Your liver is shutting down." So your LFT, which is a liver enzyme count, is supposed to be between 0 and 45. Mine was 14,380, which is shocking. It was my rock bottom, I think, and the fact that the doctor said that if you have one more drink you will die, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. And I knew that something had to change. So these are sobriety chips. So when you first stop drinking, you actually get one every month. Then you get one at 1 year, 18 months, 2 years, and so on. I mean, it was incredibly difficult. The first 2 weeks, obviously, I was in hospital, so I had a little bit of help. But once they say you're going home, everything just seems overwhelming, I guess. Because in hospital, you're in that environment where you're not tempted. And then finally you get home and it's obviously alcohol's everywhere. If you've been drinking your whole life and you stop drinking, you have to learn to do everything sober again. So eating, sleeping, meeting people, socializing, dating, everything, you have to learn to do again. But one of the hardest things I found was learning to deal with your emotions without alcohol, because I did it my whole life. Basically, I kept myself busy. So I went back to university to finish my nursing degree. I got a part-time job. I joined the SES. I was trying to give something back to the community after so many years of taking from it. And I also replaced alcohol a little bit with exercise. Pretty good trade-up, but one addiction to another, I guess. You find out who you are as a person, and as my mum actually stated, she'd finally got her daughter back, so I was back to the person I was before I started drinking. And it's a totally different person, obviously, to the one that drinks. The culture in Australia for drinking is just massive. I mean, anytime I tell someone that I don't drink, it's just a shocked, like, oh my God, why? And the other thing is, when I tell them that I was an alcoholic, they look at me and go, "You don't look like an alcoholic?" Which is funny, because what does an alcoholic look like? I'd like to change that sort of prejudgment of what an alcoholic is, because it's your brother, it's your sister, it's your auntie, it's your uncle, it's your mum, your dad. You know, it's a normal person. It doesn't discriminate. I'm just your normal Aussie girl, and I just hope that I can help someone.